Hello, my name is Matthew Gibson, and this is my KTP seminar presentation about my KTP project, which is about developing the Ailsa Vision platform for Ailsa Reliability Solutions Limited in collaboration with the University of Strathclyde. So in this presentation, I'm going to go over what my KTP project was, how the whole project went as I'm now coming up to the end of the project, and then the benefits that the KTP has brought. So a little bit about myself. I'd actually been working for 8 years before the KTP project. So I started off as a marine electrician apprentice, doing a modern apprenticeship. I was just a normal electrician on the vessels that support the oil and gas industry. And then I moved more into a high voltage testing role. And then I was a production leader at the company for one of the departments. And then sort of during this time, I kind of built up my education all the way to my bachelor's degree, which I did part-time at RGU. So I was working through the day and then doing my uni work at night. But in this sort of previous role, I just felt like I'd stopped learning, and I wasn't really being challenged. And then the kind of KTP came along, and it just seemed like the ideal opportunity for the next step in my career. So the industrial partner for this KTP project is Ailsa Reliability Solutions Limited. So Ailsa are based in Coning in Ayrshire, and they have recently just turned 5 years old. So Ailsa started off as a bit of a reliability company. So the two founders would sort of go to sites and test these machines like motors, and then give the customer a root cause analysis on why it's failed, or perhaps it might be a way to fail, so they can plan some maintenance in. So Ailsa kind of then started selling some online solutions to these customers as well. So the customer would purchase some online sensors that would continually measure data, send it to the cloud. Along the way, Ailsa have also added a sustainability business unit to the business, a bit of a consultancy sort of business. So the team in this division go to some smaller SMEs and teach them about carbon accounting and how to have their business or create a more sustainable business for them. And the department I would like to talk about today is the Ailsa Vision and Remote Support business, which is the business that I am in charge of, and kind of where the KTP is sort of based around. So with all the online sensors that all the online data that the online sensors capture for the different sites gets sent to the cloud, where myself and my team analyze the data, and then we also put the data into the Ailsa Vision platform for our customers to view their own data, essentially. So a really interesting thing about Ailsa is they look at basically the reliability aspect of a plant and incorporate sustainability side. So the whole philosophy is, if we can have machines running for longer, that's a lot less wasted energy, and also saves trips of spare parts being shipped from abroad. Again, just trying to reduce unnecessary waste and travel time, just to make the whole industry a bit more sustainable. So since I joined Ailsa back in 18 months or so ago, there was only 12 employees, and I think that is us now up to 25 as of last week or the week before. So there's a very recent team photo of us, and you can see there the kind of growth even just since I've joined the KTP, and it's a very young and sort of motivated team as well. So the KTP project is essentially developing the Ailsa Vision platform. So the Ailsa Vision platform takes in various different data streams on an industrial site and consolidates it into one easy to understand platform. So the kind of KTP project is sort of built around developing analytics for the Ailsa Vision platform, completing some rig work. So Ailsa have access to a test skid that we can induce faults on and then see what the data looks like once we introduce faults into the fan. And that basically allows us to test things in a controlled environment instead of damaging basically customer equipment, because that's something you really don't want to do. And then just developing the Ailsa Vision platform, so developing the front end and the sort of back end analytics. So, how has the project progressed so far? So, there is only 2 months left to the project. It ends in November. And currently at Ailsa, I am a line manager, and there is currently 5 employees in the remote support team that I look after. We have customer platforms being deployed monthly, so customers are actually using the product we've developed as part of this KTP and are using it daily. With the university, we've developed the first version of our intelligent fault diagnostic tool, which will really help our analysts when they're reviewing data. The dataset, which is a part of the KTP project, testing started last week and will hopefully be finished in the coming weeks. And as I'm now part of the senior management team at Ailsa, I have the responsibilities of like the P&L for the digital solutions business unit. So, although this project has overall been very successful, there's definitely been some hard times and some challenges. So I actually started the project at LMC2, and then after I started, we had a bit of success and some sort of progress made. And then once I was fully embedded into the company and the project, some sort of questions were raised over the back end we were using for our digital architecture. So there's nothing wrong with the platform we were using. We just kind of came to the conclusion that it probably wasn't the best option for how we wanted to scale this product. So then this basically caused the KTP project not to move in the direction we had first thought, and we went on this whole optioneering task of basically choosing a new backend and getting the skills in place within Ailsa to basically deliver this. Because as the KTP associate, I don't actually have the full-on skills to develop a backend and do all these software tasks. So at the start of this year, we employed 2 employees to join the team that had the sort of skills we needed for this department, and we've been making success ever since. And we're now at a point where we're again building the team, building the foundations, and we're ready for the next growth of this project to really sort of excel after KTP. But part of the KTP has been building the foundations for this business unit so we can develop this product for the years to come. So the achievements and milestones during the KTP. So I was a winner of the Innovator of the Future Award at the Scottish Knowledge Exchange Awards. I've also now written my first conference paper. Ailsa and the University of Strathclyde went to a manufacturing exhibition in England where we presented the first that we know of live demonstration of a digital twin on a real piece of industrial equipment. So basically we were down in England, the fan skid was up in Ayrshire, and we run the fan live and basically shown the digital twin work live on screen. So a lot could have went wrong during this presentation, but luckily it was a massive success, and you can see there by the crowd on the photo that it did draw quite a crowd, which was great for the team. The team that I'm part of at Ailsa were also shortlisted for the Digital Technology Award at the Made in Scotland Awards. And then also I sat on a panel at a 5G technology event. So all of these things here, if you were to ask me 2 years ago while I was still working on the tools in my previous company, that I would have achieved these things in the next 2 years, I would have kind of probably not even understood what some of these were. So that's all thanks to KTP. So my personal development during this KTP project, when the project started, I didn't know how to code or kind of really had any exposure to sort of coding and data. But now, as part of the KTP, and because the KTP project is very much a software-based product that we're developing, I've had to learn some Python, some other things as well, cloud architectures, AWS. Using the KTP budget, I went down to a liberation analysis course down in England for a week, which was excellent. And during the sort of KTP process as well, I've been building up my evidence for my chartered engineering status, going with IET, and then also because the role's also a sort of business aspect of it, of developing this team and developing the business unit. I was a part, or I was in one of the cohorts for the Scottish Enterprise Innovation Academy, which again was excellent. And then I also plan to go for the Help to Grow, one of the Help to Grow schemes as well, just to help grow my business unit after KTP. So after KTP, as we are coming to the end, I plan to join Ailsa as a business unit manager. So essentially just carrying on the work done in the KTP, so looking after the same team, the same contracts, the same projects, and just carrying on the good work that everyone has contributed to. And then also with the university, we plan to continue the engagement with the EEE department at the University of Strathclyde with Blair and Bruce's group to carry on this sort of data analytics and again continue the outputs from the work done during the KTP. So a bit of a conclusion and reflection on the KTP process. It really will probably go down as one of the highlights in my career. It's been great to learn new things every day and develop a completely new set of skills I just never had and probably never even imagined myself having. So it's really accelerated my development, and with the trust that the directors at Ailsa have put in me to develop this part of their business, again, it's just been great. So regarding the university, we already have one published conference paper with a few more planned sort of after the KTP, and not just sort of KTP, sorry, papers. We also contributed, or Ailsa contributed to 2 fifth-year projects. We also have a graduate apprentice at the University of Strathclyde, and we'd really like to continue the engagement with the university going forward. And for Ailsa, the KTP has allowed them to become a more data-driven engineering company rather than just a reliability company. So really getting Ailsa ready for, or becoming the company that we believe that the industry will need now and then the years to come as well. Before we end, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to the KTP team. So Jamie and Kane at Ailsa, Blair, Bruce and Gillian at Strathclyde, and then Caroline at Innovate UK, and then the whole KTP team at West of Scotland, KTP Centre. So thank you very much for listening.